Hello, I'm Scott. Welcome back to Den Peeps Gaming with something a bit different today. We are playing 3 random PlayStation Plus games. This one is called Stray Blade. Some of you might know it. I enjoyed it playing it. So yeah, basically, I feel like I always play the same sort of type of games. I don't really venture far when it comes to the different games I play. So I thought I have got this concept from Zerka. He's been uploading videos like this. So I sort of made it a bit different. Um, I know there is a cutscene going on right now. Hopefully you can hear that over me at the same time. But yeah, so basically I went onto the PlayStation Plus store, asked Siri for a number between 1 and 100, and just downloaded that game. I'm going to play each game for 10 minutes, and then at the end of the video I'll see which one was my favourite out of the 3. But it would just mean that I get to experience different type of games that I wouldn't normally. You know?
I thought that this would be my biggest adventure. But how big it would be, I could have never known.
It's a nice little intro there. I've got to say, this game does sort of give me the vibe of like a Fable. If you played those games on the Xbox back in the day, those classics. I used to love those games as a kid. Used to play them all the time. I do like the voice acting as well. It's a bit different. It's a bit. It feels a bit more like natural, comical. You know, I like it. And the graphics definitely remind me of like Fable. So yeah, right from the get go, I was like enjoying this game, and sort of glad to be playing it after never seen it before, never know what it was, and that's why a video concept like this is so good. Is you get to play games that you just don't usually play, and straight into the gameplay. Normal movement system as most games have. It wasn't like hard to pick up or anything like that. And I was intrigued to play this, to be fair, because it's not like a game I'd usually play. It's nothing like a game I'd usually play. In fact, actually, very nice looking world, nice graphics, good mechanics to get off. You know, wasn't like janky or like that. Obviously, it's not like it's a indie game or anything like that. It's a proper developer that make it, obviously. But I was intrigued to get into the combat, because obviously that's always the most important part of a game like this is if the combat is enjoyable to play. Because like if the combat isn't enjoyable to play, then big leap over there, and then looting at bears. I do like looting the game. Getting loot in a game is always addictive. Lost my train of thought now. Oh yeah, combat. So obviously, if your combat's not enjoyable in a game, you're not going to enjoy the game. So you pick up your first sword, rusty old sword. So this intrigued me, because obviously he says it's his sword, but it's rusted. So I'm guessing there might be some sort of time story thing going on here where he was out for a lot longer than he thought he was, maybe. I would be intrigued to continue playing this game, to be fair, after the first 10 minutes. I did enjoy it. So I was like looking forward now, because I knew I was getting into the combat. I saw that thing up there, up on the left, but I didn't actually go up to it. I don't think. Probably should have done. Obviously, this is all just tutorial stuff, teaching you how to do the game correctly and stuff like that. Obviously, you don't. Maybe with playing a game for only 10 minutes, you might not get into the nitty gritty of it. But it just gives you a good sort of gist of how the game runs and plays and how it feels and how it sounds. And I did enjoy what I did enjoy from this game was the voice acting.
I don't think any animal is stupid enough to be this.
And yeah, I believe
sensible.
that little guy does start to accompany you further on the game.
Anyway. Well,
But he's on the cover for the game and the images for the game.
these shrines are
Also, this was like a respawn point. Reminded me a bit like the respawn points you get on Borderlands.
So, not everyone is dead.
What a bother.
Hey, Ola, Selvae.
See that this interaction, it's like you don't really see interaction like this in video games. So I did like it to be fair. And yeah, straight out with the sword.
Guess I shouldn't have even tried asking.
You're the answer you need. But again, tutorial let me know how to dodge and stuff. Easy peasy, easy peasy. It did remind the combat reminded me a little bit of Soulsborne games. If you played them, you know, Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Elden Ring, those sort of thing. Very similar combat to them, but obviously not as fleshed out maybe as you would get in those games. Obviously, seeing if I could loot that bag wasn't loot, and then. With the way the enemies are obviously dressed as well and the way they attack and stuff, it is very Soulsborne-y. Now if you've never played a Soulsborne game you won't know what I'm talking about. But they're very popular, I'm sure most people have played them. You see I was terrible at dodging there. Slashed him up though, so it was fine. You get a lot of leather and claw and stuff like that, so... Because crafting is a big thing in this game, I think, as it will show me in a couple of minutes. And then yeah, so obviously you get an attack like that in Soulsborne games, visceral. So they've obviously taken a lot of cues from those sort of games for the combat, which I'm not complaining about. I like that sort of combat. And I've always loved crafting your own weapons in games and stuff like that. I've always found that enjoyable as well. I'm sure if you played more and got further in, you'd probably get better and better in weapons and stuff like that. And the combat maybe might change a little bit depending on what type of weapon you're using. But from this first 10 minutes, I thought it was pretty good. Obviously collecting the heart berries there, which is your health. And then up here, with this guy with the parry. Now, parrying attacks in video games is something I've never been good at. Not ever. So, as you're about to see, I do sort of struggle a bit with this guy. See, I don't manage to get that parry. I managed to get that one, which is pretty good. Tried to go for a heavy attack there, miss. Again, just can't get the parries. Get a few hits on him at least. And then, yeah, he's absolutely destroying me here. Remembered to heal, which is good. And it's got hit again. Finally got a parry on him after trying like 10 minutes. Oh, that's an over exaggeration, I know. And then get a nice little finisher move on him, which is cool. Chop the dude's heads off. Heads, he only has one. Chop the dude's head off is what I should say. And luckily there's quite a lot of these heart berries dotted around. Obviously this is a tutorial area, I'm guessing further on into the game there might be less and less of them, just to make it a bit more difficult. Missed with the heavy attack again, like a baboon. And I said baboon, I meant to say buffoon. Again with the parrying, I'm just not good at parrying in this in any video game really. Never has been. I don't think I ever will be. But luckily this guy put up a bit more of a fight than the others did, to be fair. I think because I was trying to parry so much and not just dodge out the way, which I think is something I should have done. And then I landed the big heavy strike on him, which is pretty cool. I do like that attack, the little flip over and whack the sword down on him. That's a pretty cool attack there. Then I get 100 bone dust out of a chest. I love opening a chest and just getting bone dust. Great. That's what I want for Christmas this year. Bone dust. It did seem to be not a totally linear path. There seemed to be a few branching pathways off. Like I think there was a way back to the right as well that I could have gone. Obviously, another tutorial was telling me about a poise bar. A couple of guys up here ready to have some fun. These guys with the spears were the ones that give me some issues. I'm guessing really with them you really do have to be able to parry, which I managed to do there at least. Look at that, big damage on him, finished him off. Absolutely annihilated that guy. And this guy gives me some more trouble. Managed to parry again to get a heavy attack on him. Missed the parry there. Missed the parry there. I'm pretty sure this is when my timer went off, my 10-minute timer. I didn't, because I was looking at my phone trying to turn my timer off. The guy got me. Cool little finish animation on them. Sorry, the chair's a bit creaky. Cool finish animation, which I enjoyed. But yeah, first game. Again, not a game I would usually play, and but I enjoyed it. I think I could definitely play that game for much more and get into it and stuff if I wanted to. And so yeah, it's an enjoyable game, more enjoyable than I thought it was going to be. So on to the next game, which is Battle Chasers Nightwar. Now I go totally blind into these games. So obviously it was a top-down sort of adventure game. Really not my style. Top-down, never really my style. So again, good style of video to get me out of my comfort zone really and play a type of game I would normally not play. Now there was a big long intro sequence before all this, but it was longer than 10 minutes, so I didn't want the whole game just to be the intro. So I skipped all that. It basically just you got to an island, got attacked, your ship got blown up. That's the gist of the story. This dude is your friend. Can't remember what he was called. It could have been a minute. Barretto, that's what he was called.
Yes.
And well, Calibretto anyway.
You've been resting
And
for
then
a few hours.
I guess I
a lot of dialogue in the start of this game. A lot of dialogue. Obviously, there was like a 10-minute cutscene before this, and then before that there was a cutscene to even get into the game. So I get why they do that, develop a story, so you know what you're getting when you
We fell through a portal he opened,
first get into the game.
placing us on the ground with only minor
But I do prefer a game there where it loads up and you're straight into an action. You know, a bit like the Spider-Man games. You load that game up and 5 minutes in,
Monica?
you're fighting someone,
Garrison
or you're
fell
swinging
through a
through,
portal
flying
as
through.
well.
You know, you're doing something.
Monica appears
There's games
to
like this
be
where
safe, along with
bit of a
her
longer build up to the
Let's
combat.
get moving. They could be
I feel
hurt.
like it takes me
already went ahead to
like
search for
I'm
them.
less likely to get into it because
I'm sure we're well
I don't have the
enough to
attention span
I'm so thirsty, but
to sit
we don't
through
have any
20
time to
minutes of a
waste.
film to then
I'll
get
be
into
fine.
the fighting basically.
First, allow me to further
But again, this
heal
game
your
did
wounds.
surprise me. This game did surprise me. I did enjoy it. Thankful I played it, to be honest, because again, it's a game I would never have played before. Now it confused me because this whole starting bit here where we're in a map and we're walking around and we can change characters and stuff like that, this seems to be the only time you can do it, as we'll see later on. Again, loot. Love loot in a game. You've got to have loot in a game. Just out of gamer instinct, I knew to go into the waterfall, get some drenched scout tunic out of that, which is nice. And then this was a letter, telling about more about the story of what the island is and why you've gone there, and obviously previous people who have been there and stuff like that. And then I did get a bit confused here. Didn't know where to go, because I didn't see the place as I was walking through, as you'll see now. So I just went straight underneath that log. I didn't think to go to the left, but I do figure it out. Come back down here, I noticed there's a path there that I didn't see the first time. And then, yeah, again, it is a little bit to get into combat. but it's not too long. I'm pretty sure the first bit of combat is just up here, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it is. Yeah. What's that dropping out of the sky? It's a slime. And now this, by the way, I was not expecting this as the combat, but I do like combat like this. Like your what is it? Your Pokemon style combat, or your first two South Park games. I love that attack. That the sucker punch attack from him was awesome. Just proper runs up and just bang. Which I've always loved games like this that have sort of cool looking fun attacks. I just look at that, just proper, so guttural, just right into him. And then even just the little punch looks pretty cool. And then again, just finish him off, even though he only has tiny bit of health. Gut punch. Next time someone annoys me, that's what I'm going to do, I'm going to gut punch him. So I'm sorry, I've used my gut punch on you. Obviously you get individual character XP and stuff. And again, I'm sure you play for longer than 10 minutes to get it will proper develop, and you get a lot more attacks and stuff like that. So again, I'm sure this game is probably a lot more enjoyable going forward. Not saying that I didn't enjoy it playing it. See, now this then surprised me, because then it just went into sort of a map. It went into this map, and then you sort of stay into this map. Now, a bit like, but that's because obviously you start off, you're in the map and you're walking around, you can go where you want and stuff. Then after your first fight and you leave, it just comes to a map where you walk around, interact, do fights, and that's it. So maybe there are other parts further on in the game where you're in a map like that again, and you can walk around and explore yourself. But then again, there might not be. This little battle was quite easy to take out. And do like how it says knocked out, not killed. So I didn't kill any animals here, so don't worry. I only knocked them out. See, again, they're not saying it was a bad thing that it was just this map and you walk around, and obviously that's the type of game it is. And it's just a game I would not usually play. That's why I was like, oh, okay, this is what we're doing now. And as you go around and there's loot there you can take and stuff. But it's a bit like Cuphead in a way. You know, walk around the map and you do fights, but with Cuphead you could at least explore the map a bit more. Use the healing wave, but then I think it takes a turn to use the healing wave. I didn't really read up on the attacks. If I was to play this more, I would probably read up on the attacks and learn how to properly play it, I think. And I think I can sort of see the combat getting quite repetitive. The fact that it is just action, wait, action, wait, action, wait. But again, I know a lot of people that enjoy this style of game and combat. And yes, I know, as you go on, the more abilities you unlock and the more attacks you unlock will make it a lot more diverse and really enjoyable to watch. That attack was good as well, punch in the face and then assault rifle to the face. So they were actually, these bats were actually taking quite a bit of health off. And that was one down. And then gut punch. I do like that gut punch. I gotta say, I do like that gut punch. And then got 60 XP for that one. And this is you meet another one of your companions, which again
what you did during the airship battle,
long cutscene before the
You would have done the same for me.
explains why they're all here and stuff like that. It's basically her dad died, had some powerful gauntlets. She has the gauntlets now. People are trying to take the gauntlets from her, so all her friends are protecting her. And that's all you need to know, really. That's the gist of the story.
I believe
Again, a lot of dialogue, but I guess there will be at the start of a game like this to set the tone, set the story. make sure you know
And this village looks long
what's
abandoned.
going on and stuff.
There are lights on the
Which I
horizon.
guess obviously if you play for more than 10 minutes, you're
Like
gonna
a town.
want to know what's going on, I guess. But if, for someone like me doing a video like this where I just want to get
What do you
in,
mean
play 10
if?
minutes,
Nolan
and you get
saved
out,
us.
it does
He can
sort
save
of
himself.
drag it
And
on a
Monica
bit, you
too.
know?
You're probably right.
Like at this point I was just sat
Let's
pressing
go find
X, going through the audio of their conversation. Then big spider came up and I was like, oh bloody hell. God, I realised I'd forgot to heal as well. Because there was 3 of us and that guy's strike does a lot of damage. This was telling me about the overcharge, which I didn't really read properly, but I think it means that you can use your abilities more. I like that ability. You punch the guy and pull out a rock, throw out the spider. Well, the big guy didn't even have to do all. Again, I'm holding the controller doing this video. I don't know why. Because I'm only commentating. Do let me know in the comments if you like this style of video where it's pre-recorded gameplay and I'm just commentating over it. I just thought I'd do it in a bit of a different style than everyone else, you know. But I mean, if you guys would prefer normal, just recorded gameplay and, you know, real-time commentation, then let me know in the comments, and I will switch. I'll switch to that, or maybe I'll start doing a bit of a different. Some videos I'll do that, some videos I'll do this, sort of see what works and what doesn't. But I just thought I'd try something a bit different, because I know I'm stealing Zerka's. If you don't know who Zerka is, I mean, crazy if you don't. I guess if you're outside the UK, you might know it's from the side men. One of my idols when it comes to YouTube, and he's been lately doing a video of playing random games on Steam, and that's basically where I got the idea for this from. So I have stolen the concept a little bit, but hey, YouTube's all for sharing. You know, we can all make and have fun here. And then I think this is when my timer went off. So I did enjoy that game. I didn't enjoy it as much as the first game. I definitely didn't enjoy it as much as the first game, but I did enjoy it more than I thought I was gonna. And then the third and final game, Stranded: Alien Dawn. This is the newest game out of the ones I played, I believe. This is a game I was actually intrigued to play because I do like these little city builder, survival, looking after people games. I do enjoy playing these. Starts off with a bang, quite literally. Nice looking game, good looking graphics. Now I did find this tutorial a little bit confusing at times, but I think that was just me. That's not the game. That was just me being a bit stupid, and it was quite a lot of, you know, press this, then do this, and do this to have this happen, sort of thing. I feel like it, as the game, it could be simplified a lot more, but then maybe it would be too boring. So maybe, I'm not saying that I didn't like it. I did like the controls and the camera controls and stuff. That I liked them after I got used to them. At the start, it was a bit janky. I didn't know what I was doing, but once you get used to it, it starts being, pardon me, it starts being a bit better. You start with 3 guys. Well, 2 guys and a girl, but I say guys as a group term. Don't get triggered in the comments. And, oh my god, he used the wrong thing to talk about people. If you were just about to write that as I said that, tell me in the comments. But yeah, so it starts off as a basic city builder, survival sort of game. You know, you start off with a few people, gather some resources, and this bit confused me because it said activate the resource bar by pressing the search bar, so I did, and this happened. But it doesn't tell me that I then had to click on them all to make sure they were all active. It does say it's recommended to keep them all active, but it didn't tell me that I had to actually do it, because you have to make sure they're all active before it jumps onto the next tutorial bit, and tells you how to do the rest of the game, basically. Bloody hell. I don't know why my nose is playing up. I'm recording, stop it. You can't be playing up now, alright? Got you told. I'm just watching a man go insane. You're welcome. And so yeah, I think it didn't take me too long. I'd be embarrassed if it took me ages to figure this out. I think it changes soon. I do start building stuff and get it going. Can definitely see the potential to this game and how big you can probably make your settlement and your people, and I wonder if there's a big research tree, which I always loved in games, being able to research and have a goal you're working towards. That's why I loved the game. If you ever played Factorio, that's a great little game on Steam, because you're always researching, you're always moving for your next goal, and you're always going and going and going and going. That's the sort of games I like, where there's not a lot of time to sit around. You're always doing something. That's why I prefer really linear story games, because it's like, oh, you do this mission, you do this mission, you do this mission, and you're done. I do enjoy, obviously, your more open world story games like your Spider-Mans and your games like that. But I like being told what to do by a game, basically. And there we go, finally comes up and tells me to build a shelter. Which again, I'd found the crafting and the placing system easy to use, easy to understand, wasn't confusing at all. I kept pausing the game by accident, because it was L2 to pause the game, which I thought was a bit of a weird button for that. And then yeah, so obviously a game like this, it is going to start off slow. A lot of the time you're not going to be, all you're going to be is waiting, I guess. But I found this neat, like you had to place individual beds down, which is cool. Because most games like this, you build a house, people go in there, it's fine. But actually having to place down individual beds for people was a bit different, and I liked that. Now I imagine there was a roof on this shelter, and it probably just wasn't showing, so I can see inside it, is what I'm guessing. Because if I'd built them a shelter without a roof, that would have been pretty rude. And I built them a campfire, and then that's about story. Now the storing, the resources, the mechanics to this, I did find pretty cool. So you don't just build like a storage place and that's where they store it. You can put your storage place wherever you like. A bit like on if you ever played Prison Architect, and you map out your storage space and that's where they would store stuff. It's basically the same as that, which I find a bit different, because I feel like most games wouldn't have that. They would just have, oh, build a storage, there you go, storage. So I could tell straight away that this was a more in-depth game than just your bog standard city builder looking after people sort of game. A bit like your Forge of Empires. I know that was big a couple of years ago. People used to play that on Facebook all the time. It's a bit like that, but a lot more fleshed out and a lot more to it, basically. And then also reminded me a bit of Oxygen Not Included, which was a cool little game about a space colony surviving on a random planet. Because obviously you guys don't just work. You have to sleep, you have to look after them, you have to eat, and that's what I've always enjoyed these games, is there's a lot to keep a track of. And I think sometimes obviously it can get quite too much, basically. You can get over encumbered and you forget stuff and your people die and stuff like that. But I feel like that's like the joy of these games, is the mistakes you make, and then you play through a world they can go well for days. Like if you play for like a month and it's all going well, and then after one day it can all go to crap, and they all die, and you have to start a new world. But it's fun to start a new world because you've got all of the experience and knowledge from the world you've just played, basically. So yeah, I could definitely sit and play through this game a lot more. It's a very casual game as well. Like it's just one of those where you've had a long day, maybe you've been playing some COD and you just need to de-stress. You don't want to be on it. You don't want to have to be concentrating 100%. And but this is probably the perfect game for that. To just relax, have fun, build up your community. And I'm pretty sure there is combat in this game. There's like bugs that can come attack you and stuff. Because you see at the top middle it says that I have no guns. So I can imagine I can probably get guns, And obviously it took a while for him to observe that twisted plant, which is not even what I was meant to tell him to do. But you can see, well, I don't think you can see because my face is blocking it, so sorry about that, but underneath my face there's like a light bulb with a percentage, and that's how much the research is done. So you can see the weaponsmithing research has just finished. Now I believe this is when my 10-minute timer went off, but I kept playing for a couple more minutes just because I was intrigued to see. I was just intrigued to play more, really. Obviously I'd observed the wrong things, so I thought I'd at least observe the correct thing. I thought I'd go for a bit of a wander, see the world, and it looks like it's quite a sizable map, and a lot to explore, and a lot to expand around, which looks pretty cool. I imagine you can probably set up different bases around, different lookouts and stuff like that around. You don't have to build one place, which is pretty cool. And I imagine that's probably even just the starting area. I imagine the map's probably a lot bigger, and expands to where all the bugs come from, I imagine, and you can go there and you can take out all the bugs and make sure that your settlement's safe and stuff. And I'm sure there's probably a lot to this game that this is just scratching the surface, obviously. And well, there is actually a monthly system, like it says under my face. Again, you can't see it, but it said it was spring, so there's obviously like a month thing. But yeah, that was Stranded, a very enjoyable game, and those were 3 random games from the PlayStation Store.